It was an unusual scene today in a Teller County courtroom. A man suspected of murdering his fiancee before a judge over the custody of the couple's baby, and during that hearing, Patrick Frazee faced his missing fiancee's mother.
Frazee was jailed last Friday in the disappearance and presumed death of Kelsey Berreth. 9 Wants to Know investigator Kevin Vaughn joins us now with more on that hearing that centered on care for their 1-year-old daughter. Kevin?
Kristen and Tom, Frazee is expected to be charged next week with first-degree murder and solicitation of first-degree murder in the disappearance of Kelsey Berreth. Last Friday, after authorities took him into custody, they announced that they believe she is dead. She was last seen in Woodland Park grocery store on Thanksgiving morning. Today, deputies led Frazee into court in shackles for a custody hearing for his and Berreth's daughter. The judge eventually closed the courtroom to the public and the media, but state court officials have confirmed that the judge left the child in the care of Berreth's mother, who left the court hearing without commenting. The Teller County Department of Human Service remains in legal custody of the child. As for Frazee, like I said, he's due in court Monday morning in the murder case when we expect formal charges, and the judge plans to take up the custody question again on January 3rd.
All right, thanks very much. Kevin Vaughn joining us from the newsroom.